welcome back to DafaNews. I'm Jamie Alter, but I'm not broadcasting this podcast from home. I am here in Westbury, New York. It's Sunday, June 9th. It's the big contest, the showdown, India versus Pakistan. And as you can see, all around me, it's a sea of blue jerseys and a healthy smattering of Pakistan green jerseys. This is New York, not quite New York City. We're sort of in northeastern New York. This is Westbury, and the amount of fans that I've encountered over the last 2 hours, be it on train stations, on the train, on the bus, it is insane. You look at the josh, you look at the vibe, and you wonder, where am I? The average American is not quite sure कि यहाँ पे exactly चल क्या रहा है. They're quite amused by this influx of people wearing blue and green jerseys, but the vibe is insane. I actually had to pinch myself and wonder, am I actually on a commuter rail from Grand Central to Westbury in the state of New York? Because barring a few people, it was Indian and Pakistani fans all around. It is an absolute spectacle to be here. A little bit of drizzle right now, a bit overcast. A lot of Pakistani fans say, hey, that suits us well because we've got 4 fast bowlers who might be able to get the ball to nip around. But my point of being here is to get you the mood, the vibe of the big arrival of cricket. The first T20 World Cup, the first ICC event happening on American shores. Let's speak to some fans and get their sense of how big an occasion this is. Here we are. We've got a whole bunch of Indian fans, as you can see. Where are you guys coming from?
New York.
We've got Dubai, we've got New York City, Canada,
Houston.
all the way from Houston. Okay. And you're optimistic of the weather giving us a good game?
Yeah, as long as we have a match, baby. We know who's going to win.
Who's gonna
Let's
win?
go Team Blue, baby.
Bit of
India! Jeetega, India jeetega.
a bit of overcast isn't necessarily a bad thing because we've got a good bowling attack, don't we?
Yeah, we saw them
India, I
match
mean.
against like USA.
And we made it to the final of the last World Cup.
Right. So
Batting or bowling, we're both good. We're good at both.
we will win it at any cost.
Give me one Indian batsman who's going to score the most runs and one Indian bowler who's going to get the most wickets.
I think Virat Kohli, but then Kim Jong-un, the Azam Khan of their team, like will play for us. Like he'll miss a lot of catches.
We've got a funny man, ladies and gentlemen.
So I think we're very optimistic. But
This sir is saying the weather is on our side.
Why is that?
Yeah,
Why is that?
because we have spinners.
Oh.
You think spinners are going to actually have a role to play in these conditions? Because the last couple of games, it's been pace and bounce.
Of course, I think the spinners will have an effect on the pitch today.
I think these are the
Jet-
Pakistani tears.
Hey, guys.
So as you can see, this group of Indian fans has no doubt about who's going to win this match. Absolutely, the josh is with India. Right, guy? One more time.
India!
Now we got Team Green over here. A healthy number of green jerseys. Guys, how's the josh with you guys?
We're ready to go, Team Green in New York representing.
A little louder, come on.
Team Green, let's go. Pakistan's in the bond.
So if Babar wins the toss, what should Babar do?
Bowl. With this weather conditions, with the wind the way it is, Shaheen, Naseem, they can put some pressure fresh.
You think it's going to be four pacers and Shadab?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Imad is playing. So.
Imad has been past fit.
Azam Khan is out. Azam Khan is out.
And that's a good thing or a bad thing? Just because I'm getting mixed vibes from people here.
No,
That's a great thing.
We need Imad in the team. Let's go.
Thank God he's back.
And that loss to the US, you guys, you move beyond that, you guys?
We over it now. we
It's-
moved
it's-
on.
It's part of the game. ICC tournaments. Happy to see USA doing well, but
Very diplomatic here.
yeah. Hey, Dil is Pakistan.
Dil is Pakistan.
Brain is America.
Brain is America. I think that is a perfect sentiment, not just of you, but of many, many Indian American and Pakistan American fans. Thank you guys for joining.
Thank you. Let's go Pakistan.
I can't believe who I spotted in the crowd in the sea of India-Pakistan fans. Chris Gayle, 2-time T20 World Cup winner Chris Gayle is here as ICC ambassador at the World Cup. I'm going to chase Chris, and I'm very hopeful of getting a quick chat with Chris on his thoughts, not just on T20 cricket and this World Cup, but about cricket coming to America and who he thinks the top 4 semi-finalists are for this World Cup. Chris, welcome back to the podcast. Slightly different. We were looking at each other through a Zoom call last night.
Yes.
Good to be meeting you in person here in New York.
Good to meet you as well, Jamie. Nice, beautiful weather as well.
Fantastic weather. I'm glad we're here and not in some studio.
Yes.
What's your experience been like of watching cricket in the US?
It's been great so far, to be honest with you. I just need to commend ICC on what they have done and achieved, for the World Cup. The promotion was very good. The trophy tour I did was all. To be the ambassador was something superb and fantastic to actually be a part of cricket once more again, because I'm not playing these days as well. And the stadium is phenomenal. What they built in Long Island as well, it's actually superb, great atmosphere. So I've seen it from scratch, and then I see the finish as well. So well done to ICC and to all the guys who actually played a part in building that particular stadium as well. Great job, beautiful.
I know you were at the India-Pakistan game. 34,028 was the final count. That is, like you said, the ICC has to be commended for that.
Yeah.
But just from your playing days, did you ever think that, of course, leagues had started, there is a solid West Indian, South Asian base here, but did you ever think you would see 34,000 people at some point gathered watching India-Pakistan, the biggest game in cricket?
I know it's possible. I know it's possible, to be honest with you, because, we know the hype, with India and Pakistan. So wherever these teams play in the world, and I'm sure you're going to get, even if it was actually a 50,000 capacity as well, I'm sure you'll get that without a doubt at ease. But within the USA as well, there's a lot of Asian people here as well, so it's something pretty much on the norm, and it's a lot of cricket play here. I know they say they don't highlight it, that Americans don't really watch cricket. I know what cricket is like in the US as well, but it's very popular here, and the Caribbean as well, Caribbean people play here as well. So to actually experience that game, India-Pakistan, while not playing, it was just phenomenal. It was just great atmosphere. So I actually get a chance to see it for myself. Normally I will be in the World Cup playing as well, but now I'm on the other side. So I'm like, yes, Chris Gayle, Universe Boss, the fan now, watching India-Pakistan game. So it's actually a tick for me as well. Just like I've never been to a Super Bowl game. So I've done that the last recent Super Bowl in Vegas. So I'm doing these little boxes, are ticking these boxes, been to a World Cup game as well. Argentina, France, so I get a little spare times to make these things, a little memorable, moment for Chris Gayle, the Universe Boss. So yeah, absolutely.
I'm hearing you talk and I'm imagining if this were your playing days, and you mentioned the West Indian fans in this region, you might get 34,000 people coming to watch Chris Gayle do some magic back in the day.
I'm sure if Chris Gayle was actually playing, it would be actually 50,000, without a doubt, So don't mind India and Pakistan, If the Universe Boss was actually within this World Cup, it will be humongous, without a doubt. But Universe Boss is not here. So I tell the people, don't have no fear, still go and support cricket, because at the end of the day, cricket will always win, and we are very, very, or you want to put it now, thankful for the game as well. And I'm glad I've played over 2 decades, and just to give back to the sport now, and being an ambassador as well, it's just fantastic. And honestly, I love it.
We'll circle back to you because I have a lot of questions about your playing days. But you mentioned one thing right now, Super Bowl, watching certain games. From an outside perspective, while you're right, while maybe the average American will not perhaps pick up cricket, there's the expat community, there's the immigrant community, but more than that, from what you've seen, because America has the infrastructure to host. You mentioned Super Bowl, there's MLB, NFL, NBA, it's all here. Do you think, looking down the road, if perhaps cricket at the grassroots level does not expand the way the ICC wants, or all of us cricket lovers want, it still could be a very viable host nation given the infrastructure? I mean, look, we saw that America roll out a world-class stadium in a short span of time.
Yeah.
Is it more a case that maybe we're looking at America hosting cricket more than necessarily bringing cricket up from the grassroots level? I'm
sure at some time, America can, host a World Cup by themselves, because, look at the time frame they take to actually, put up a stadium, which is good. And what is so good as well is the collaboration with other sports. It's very good, Even at this game, I saw the NBA collaborating with cricket. I did something in Toronto as well, went to the Blue Jays, and they have this cricket day. A lot of people, thought it wouldn't work, but I got invited, did the first pitch for Blue Jays, and it was just phenomenal. Stadium sold out, and being a part of that, that actual moment for Toronto Blue Jays, they have won about 6 awards, just because the cricket and the baseball kind of collab as well. So if we're doing those things as well, will open, more doors, for new fans, within the sport of cricket. And then we can actually cricket, we bring it over to baseball as well. So it's very good. And, we can tie these things in a lot as well. Even with the football, American call it soccer as well. So, the cricket and whatever sports, we can collaborate. I think it's very good. And it just only can build the game and make it more awareness out there for non-cricketing fans, and it can grow the game.
You're right, because you just mentioned the college system. The college system, many will argue, is as vibrantly followed or as passionately followed as the NBA, because you have your NCAA and all these collegiate level teams. I know people, they actually follow the college level more than the national level. So you have that infrastructure. Maybe it's a case of just tapping into the right market. But that said, we saw at the India-Pakistan game, the 34,000 that were there, majority India-Pakistan fans. Is there a way you think perhaps the ICC and all the stakeholders could try to get a different audience, or perhaps we're barking up the wrong tree? Maybe the game could just happily coexist with the current fan base if the goal is to get sold out stadiums. Like you said, if Chris Gayle were playing, you could get a sold out stadium. If Virat and Rohit are playing, or if Shaheen and Babar are there, you're getting sold out stadiums.
Yeah.
Do you think perhaps that's the model with which this quote-unquote American dream could exist from a financial perspective, just within the audience it already has?
Well, what you have to take into consideration right about now, cricket, it's not like the norm back in the days where it's like a gentleman's sport. It's a big business, and we can't shy away from that. And, we can't face reality and say, hey, it's a big business. India is the number one market for cricket as well. So when I look at wherever India playing around the world, it's like they're playing a home game, because they pull, the fans, it's just humongous, around wherever they play in the world. You always see the Indian supporters, without a doubt, so it's a good fan base, the India cricket team have as well. And, it's a big business. So we have to understand that, I think the players can actually look to even get, a bigger payday out of it as well, because from a marketing side of things, the players are the product. And we bring in a lot of revenues from a TV rights as well. I think it's only fair, and I'm talking from an international level, the players, really and truly get more money. When I look at other franchises, cricket around the world, the India players don't have to play in franchises cricket around the world. Just pretty much stay within their own zone and build their own territory and their own cricket and their own game, their own players. But I'd love to see it more expand, in a wider version, and not only, it just being stuck one place, it's just India. I think it's really and truly unfair, but the bigger picture, the bigger market, give the players what they should get, step it up, international wise, the lower ranked team not really getting the sort of money that a bigger ranked team like India or England getting, even from a retainer point of view as well. So it's only fair, those lower ranked team as well, we're still playing the same international cricket, they're just playing less games, because from ICC point of view, maybe they're not bringing a lot of revenue and a lot of marketing product, for the game, but we still have to pay them, They have families to feed as well, so we have to pay them as well. It's the same international cricket. Whether the higher ranked team is going to beat the lower ranked team, it doesn't matter. We just have to step up the gear, money-wise, and just look after the players, because the game changed, man. Correct. And it's reality, the game changed. Yeah, it's business. It's all about the paper. There's no loyalty there anymore within the game. It's all about the paper, So we can't stop a player, which the issue's been going on for so many years, where a player choose a franchise over his country. You cannot fault a player for that. There's no way you can fault any player for that, because at the end of the day, it's still their livelihood, it's still their job, they're still playing cricket. So hey, we always gonna hold our country to our heart for sure. But with cricket, anything can happen. You can have a short career, so anything can happen. So you just need to, those lower ranked teams just need to be, more physically being paid. And to be honest with you.
Do you think we're looking, Chris, at a landscape where maybe somewhere down the line, 5 years, 10 years, the window for franchise cricket will eat into the window for international cricket?
I'm not sure. There's a lot of cricket being played these days, man. There's a lot of cricket being played from an international point of view, from a franchise point of view. As the World Cup, as you can see, the IPL finished like not even less than a week. Let's go straight into a World Cup. You know what I'm saying? So it's unfair as well. You know, when the IPL is going on, you have teams, players really pretty much have to leave the IPL to go and play for their country as well. You know, if you have the IPL window, it just should be the IPL window. There shouldn't be any international cricket within that time frame. Within that time frame, because there's only one team is going to benefit, and it's the India team. You know, that's unfair. You know, so you cannot have a system like that. You know, it's really and truly unfair. If you have the IPL window, it's just the IPL window. You have the World Cup window, it's just straight World Cup. You know, so if you want the best players in the world to be playing in the IPL, the biggest franchise cricket in history, you have to allow them to play in that particular window without interference, such as like international cricket. You know, you can't have it. It's just unfortunate. You don't have Pakistan playing in the IPL as well, which is, you know, that's a different story, which we all know. You know, but like I said, but you cannot pull players out of such a big, you know, franchise tournament without a doubt. That's totally a no-no, and it's just unfair, and it's too one-sided. You know, just too one-sided. It's been happening for years now, and it's still happening now, and it's something they need to look into.
Do you think it's a situation where it falls on the players to perhaps form a group and speak to them in that regard?
Well, no one can speak to India. We know India run cricket, you know, without a doubt. You got to face a reality. It's facts. Who's going to talk to India? Who's going to challenge India? No one. Okay? They run the cricket. They control cricket. Yeah. So it's not where a player gonna say, hey, we're gonna form a union to stamp our authority. They have the Players Association. I mean, what they can do, I'm not sure if they can do anything at all. You know, but it's gonna be a call on the players at some particular stage to say, hey, listen to me, I'm going to choose the IPL over international cricket. And you got to give and take. It might happen. It might happen later on. Who knows? It might happen. It actually happened already in franchise cricket, where players say, hey, I'm going to retire from international cricket. You saw over the last couple of months, how many players retire from international cricket as well.
Yep.
You know, you're just going to get more and more people, more players retiring from international cricket. So, you know, international cricket will be on the losing side if they don't really and truly say, hey, we've got to call a spade,
yep,
and be frank and try and put these things together. And so at the end of the day, everybody can be happy, but just cut the one-sided affair. Like I said, business, not loyal. There's no loyalty.
Why is the BBL, CPL, it's sort of distant to the IPL? Is it just the financial lure?
Yeah, but when you look at it, when you look at the IPL, it's only, remember we said the Indian players, the top players cannot come and play in any other franchise league like a CPL or BPL. There's no Indian players allowed to do that unless you retire. But the biggest stars in the other territories can allow to go and play in the IPL. So you put two and two together, you get your answer there. To be honest with you, so it's just a no-brainer. You know, when you look at it, it's just a no-brainer. So it's always going to be a win-win situation. We know they're so passionate. They worship the game in India, man. They worship the game in India. The TV rights, it's all everything. They depend on India, so they have to go to India. Yeah, they have to go to India. India is the place. You just call a spade a spade. India is the place. Yeah.
Interesting. Let's get back to the World Cup and the reason we're here. First round split between the West Indies and America. Conditions in New York perhaps not ideal to T20 batting. How would Chris Gayle, the batsman, have applied himself on that somewhat up and down Long Island track?
I mean, as a cricketer, you know, we're not going to have a smooth sailing, especially from a batting point of view as well. You know, T20 cricket always favor the batters. You know, it's just unfortunate, you know, they don't keep it more competitive, but you know, you have smaller boundaries as well. So it's always going to favor the batters. So with a little bit of ups and downs at a particular new stadium as well, a drop-in pitch, you know, as a professional cricketer, we just have to accept it, and you know, we have to deal with it accordingly. And then, you know, from a team point of view, you have to know what will work for the condition, what score will actually be a defendable score in those sort of conditions as well. So it's just how you create the scenario, you know, and such surface or such condition, you know. So it's very simple how you go about those you know, conditions. But you know, we as a batter, it's good to be challenged as well. You know, it's good to be challenged, and you know, if you're the best, you can produce the goods in any condition. If you're the best, you can produce and adapt in any condition, and that's what you want to see. You want to see the best in a difficult condition. How does he escape the condition? How does he go about it and score runs? But if a wicket assisting with a bowler assisting bowlers in some regards, I think it's good. Because it's just one-sided. And I'm a batter, it's just pretty much always one-sided. We demolish the bowlers all over the park. So if a bowler get a little up and down wicket, let them have it. Let them have the moment, because they don't get it too often. So, I'm going to stick from a batter. I'm going to say, let the bowlers have a field day and a wicket. Bowl the team out for 20, man. That doesn't matter. I've been in low-scoring innings before, so yeah, it don't happen often. But yes, it's something the game can live with.
What do you think the challenges will be for teams which have played all their league round matches in the US to suddenly go to the West Indies? Yes, many teams have played there, but it's a sudden change of venues. Is that an advantage or a disadvantage? Or you can say that's just the short nature of T20 cricket. Be prepared for whatever you get.
Yeah, you got to be prepared. There's a lot of games playing as well, so teams get a chance to watch, what the condition is like as well. You play 2-3 games at one particular place, and then you move on to a different place as well. But where they're moving to, the wicket's still going to be good. The wicket's still going to be good. Just what might be challenging is the early morning start. Sometimes I think the start is actually a bit key as well. Sometimes the toss in the early morning can play a bit of part as well and favor the team who win the toss a bit more. But team still can bat first and still win games. But I think the 10:30 start is just too much. You shouldn't have a T20 game starting at 10:30. That's the reason again. Business again. Where we go back to India. It's just the logics and just reality. I'm just speaking facts here and reality. But if you want a game to really be more competitive and be on the better side of things, we start the game according to the time zone. Okay, we started in the Caribbean. We start the games like 2 p.m. We go to the day-night game 7:30 p.m. So we start the T20 game accordingly, not 10:30. You know what I'm saying? You got to get up like 6 o'clock to make way to go and play a T20 game. Then you play the game. Then you have all the day for yourself. It's just unfair. Do you see a 10:30 game start in India? Absolutely. A T20 game? Yeah?
Never.
Okay. So do the maths, but who suffer the game and you just don't get the quality of cricket. You just favor you're just too one-sided.
Very well said. Despite the obvious disadvantage, what does it mean for a region like the West Indies, the Caribbean? I think it's the first World Cup happening for 14 years.
Yeah.
Do you think the fans, despite what you've just mentioned, the fans are looking forward to it and they're going to embrace it? We've seen some league matches already happen, but how important is it for the West Indies?
This World Cup is very important, and I know sometimes you have like Australia and New Zealand like hosting the World Cup as well, but I'd like to say, if the World Cup is going to be in Australia alone hosting the World Cup. If it's going to be in New Zealand alone hosting the World Cup, because you have the grounds and the facilities to do such thing by yourself. I don't like the call-up, like the States and the Caribbean. If the United States want to host the World Cup by themselves, you build a couple more stadiums and let them host it by themselves. If the World Cup is in the Caribbean, it's the Caribbean, okay? It's the Caribbean. We are 2 times world champions in T20 cricket. And in 50 of a World Cup as well. So we can host our own World Cup. We have done it before. So if the World Cup is going to be in the Caribbean, it's the Caribbean. But this World Cup, like I mentioned, is so important because we didn't qualify for the 50 of a World Cup in India. So the players have a lot to play for. And, they have so many faces to actually, put a smile on within this T20 tournament, this T20 World Cup. So they have to make sure they're definitely first and foremost in the top 4. Because if they're not in the top 4, it can do a bit damage more than harm, to the cricket, within the Caribbean as well. So, we have a key. This is a very, very key moment for West Indies cricket, without a doubt. So these players have to know how serious of a T20 World Cup this is for us, without a doubt. But I'm backing them to go all the way to win it.
On that note, you said it, what I expect you to say. Your other 3 predicted semi-finalists. India for sure. I think India. I think England as well. And I know some people always say you don't want to give like a South Africa a good chance, but they have a very good bowling lineup, good attack as well. They
take them across the line. But I'm going to put Australia. Australia, England, India, and West Indies. I mean, my 4. I mean, some people call Afghanistan. They're very good in this condition. They're playing good cricket as well. So you can't write off Afghanistan. Yeah, I love them. I would love to see them in the top 4 without a doubt. But I just get a chance to select 4, and I just select these 4. And I'm sure Afghanistan have no hard feeling. They still love me anyway. So if Afghanistan in the final 4, I'm rooting for them.
I think there'll be countless fans across the world who right now would say, Australia, look, you got the World Test Championship, you got the One Day World Cup, we don't need you to win one more. But again, there's something about these Aussies that when they're written off, because even last year, the One Day World Cup, I remember when I spoke to you before that, we sort of saw Australia as a potential top 4, but then when they lost their first 2 games, they're written off. Same in 2021.
Yep.
The Australian media and fans didn't give that team a chance, and they went and won the 21 World Cup in the UAE. What is it about these Aussies? Is it in their DNA? Is it their never give up? What is it?
Australia is a world champion team, world champion in all formats, and you have to give a team credit when it's due. They know how to win trophies. They know how to win titles, whichever way you want to put it. They have this never say die attitude. They always come to the party, and when it's crunch time, they know how to step up. That's why they're a world champion in all formats. They take our style, the West Indies culture. They also stole all our style and aggression towards bowlers from a batting point of view as well, and they put it into good use, and they became world champion. They're using the West Indies culture, West Indies style to play the game. I'm not lying, right? Yeah. See, the Australians agree with me. They all agree with me, and that's how they become world champions. Back in the days when West Indies were so dominant, the Clive Lyall, the Viv Richards day. We used to beat them. We used to eat them for snack. You know what I'm saying? So they take a leaf from out of our book, and they say, hey, let's join the Aussies, let's join the West Indies, and build our little culture here, within Australia. And they're world beaters, man. They are so dominant, and we have to give them credit. They're very good. Like I say, India have been unbeatable in the last World Cup, 50 over World Cup, and Australia make it to the final. They know how to win. They know how to win trophies. They know how to win cups, whatever. They know how to win crucial games. But somebody always come to the party, from a bowler, come and step up for them, and a batter. They just know how to dig deep and get that final result. So you can never write off Australia in anything.
One final question, because you just briefly spoke so passionately about West Indies cricket. I know it's not a straightforward answer, Chris. What can be done to put West Indies nearer that dominance they had for so many? We all grew up hearing stories of some of the names you took. What can be done?
Well, what can be done within West Indies is they only have one option right about now. There's one chance, and it's me. I'm the only one, but I just don't have the time right now, and I have the passion for West Indies until it's like I'm married to West Indies until death do us part. But I gotta sit down and really think about it, because I'm the last straw West Indies have, and I say that because I am. There's only one person have that respect level within West Indies right now, from a player to anywhere right about now, and it's only me. It's just for me to say, hey, Chris, I'm going to get in the system. I'm going to put some things in place, and I say, hey, and I know I got the full support of players, without a doubt. But it's just that me, I'm just living life. I want to live life. That's what I choose, I want to live life. I want to enjoy life. I've been playing cricket for over 20 years. But I always have my West Indies at passion at heart. And I love them to death. And I will always support them, doesn't matter what. When they lose, I lose. When they win, I win, without a doubt. But the last straw is not the president. It's not whoever right now is in charge. It's me. It's just me to decide when. I just snap the finger and say, yo, I'm ready. But let's see when I snap that finger, and let's see who will react to it. Let's see what happens.
I hope you do it sooner than later.
Yep, true.
Because
Hopefully sooner than later. But give me a little more time to have a little more fun, please.
you did a lot of service to West Indies and to global cricket for,
Yeah.
like you said, 20 odd years. So
Yeah.
you can take a break. But let's hope, Chris, that you do
Yeah,
pick up that mantle, because I think, as you said, someone has to do something. So
absolutely, without a doubt.
I'm backing you to do it at some point. As you said, when the time is right and
When the time is right. I hope it's not too late, but when the time is right, okay? But we're good.
Absolute pleasure.
Thanks.
Gayle.
Yes, Jamie. Big up yourself.